You just need a new coffee maker. That's it. Nothing fancy, just one that makes coffee. You bring it home, plug it in, and suddenly it's asking for your Wi-Fi password. There's an app, a terms of service agreement, and a firmware update for a coffee maker. Now your phone is getting notifications like brew cycle complete, reminder, descale your machine. Your caffeine intake is trending upward. Everything okay at work? And you're left wondering, when did appliances get opinions? Welcome to the Internet of Things. This isn't the future. This isn't science fiction. It's happening now. From smartwatches that tattle on your heart rate to toothbrushes that analyze your brushing technique, the Internet of Things is quietly wiring your life together, one Bluetooth-enabled appliance at a time. Some of it's brilliant, some of it's bizarre, and some of it is, frankly, none of your business, smart oven. Today, we're diving into what the Internet of Things actually is, how it works, and why your washing machine might be asking to chat with the dryer before it does the one thing it was built for. I'm Chris Roman, and I'm nerd adjacent. The Internet of Things, or IoT for short, is just a needlessly nerdy way of saying everyday stuff that's connected to the internet. We're not talking about your laptop or phone. We mean other stuff, like your thermostat, your lights, your car, even your coffee maker. Guilty as charged. If it's got sensors, can send or receive data, and connects to a network, congratulations, it's part of the Internet of Things. In a nutshell, IoT turns physical objects into little data collectors. A fitness tracker monitors your steps and heart rate. A smart sprinkler checks the weather forecast before watering your lawn of mostly weeds. A shipping container updates its location and temperature in real time as it crosses the ocean. These things aren't just smart on their own, they're part of a network. That means they can share data, respond to changes, and even act without you lifting a finger. You can think of it like this. If the regular internet is where you go to get information, the Internet of Things is where things go to share information with each other. And while it might sound like a gimmick, this tech is quietly everywhere. From farms to factories, and yes, even your fridge. Most IoT systems have three basic ingredients: sensors, connectivity, and processing power. Let's say you've got a smart thermostat. It has sensors to measure the temperature in your house. It's connected to the internet, usually through your home Wi-Fi, and it has a tiny onboard computer, or sometimes connects to a cloud server that processes that data to make decisions, like whether to turn the heat up or hold off because you're not home. Multiply that setup across thousands of devices, wearables, cars, traffic cameras, irrigation systems, my awesome coffee maker, and you've got the Internet of Things in action. Some of this happens in the cloud, which is a big network of computers that crunch the numbers off-site. But increasingly, IoT devices are doing the thinking closer to home, using something called edge computing. Edge computing means devices can make decisions locally without sending their data to a central server first. It's faster, more private, and great for stuff that needs split-second reactions, like a self-driving car detecting a stop sign. And behind the scenes, there's a lot of data flying around. That's why IoT depends on networks, like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, or cellular, and newer tech like 5G, which makes it easier for tons of devices to stay connected at once. Put it all together, and you've got smart gadgets that can sense, think, and act automatically. Like a doorbell that sees a person, pings your phone, and starts recording, all before you've finished your cereal. It's the same magic behind smart streetlights that dim when no one's around, or wearables that alert doctors if your heart does something sketchy. Behind the scenes, it's just a lot of tiny machines having very serious conversations about toast, tire pressure, and how much water your ficus needs. You've probably interacted with the Internet of Things without even realizing it. In your home, well, in many homes anyway, smart thermostats like Nest learn your schedule and adjust the heat automatically. Smart doorbells let you answer the door from your phone, even if you're across the country. Robot vacuums map your floor plan, dodge your cat, and send cleaning reports that I'm totally gonna read. And it's not just your home that's having all the fun. In cities, trash bins call for pickup when they're full. Buses share real-time location data. Sensors sniff out air pollution block by block. Water pipes detect leaks before they flood the street. Even fire hydrants and flood zones send alerts to emergency crews. And then there's the industrial side. In agriculture, soil sensors tell farmers exactly when to water crops, saving tons of resources. In factories, machines report when they need maintenance before something breaks. Hospitals use connected devices to monitor patients around the clock, even from home. Even the humble shipping container has leveled up. It can now report its temperature, humidity, and GPS location in real time, halfway across the Pacific. So whether it's your coffee maker or a cargo ship, the same idea applies. Sensors gather data, devices talk, decisions get made. And the result? Things that used to be dumb, like a light bulb, lame, are now surprisingly clever. For all the magic of the Internet of Things, it's not without its potential downsides. Let's start with the obvious one, privacy. When your watch knows your heart rate, your thermostat knows when you're home, and your fridge knows what you've eaten, well, that's a lot of personal data floating around. And in many cases, it's not just for your benefit. That data can be sold, shared, or breached. In fact, there have been stories of smart TVs listening a little too well, or baby monitors getting hacked. Not cool. It's one thing to have a camera in your doorbell, it's another when that footage ends up in someone else's cloud. Then there's security. IoT devices often come with weak default passwords or unpatched software. They're small, cheap, and not always built with cybersecurity in mind. In one famous case, hackers took over thousands of smart devices, including webcams and printers, and used them to launch a massive internet attack. In October 2016, the internet had what you might call a very bad day. Millions of people across the US suddenly couldn't access sites like Netflix, Reddit, Spotify, and Amazon. Oh man. Not because those sites were down, but because the internet's address book, something called the Domain Name System, or DNS, was under attack. It targeted a company called Dyn, which was one of the key services that helped your browser find the right website when you typed in a URL. When Dyn was overwhelmed by traffic, it was like the entire internet lost its map. The source of all that traffic? Insecure IoT devices. No, not like me when I was a freshman in high school, but things like webcams, DVRs, and baby monitors that had been hacked and turned into an army of ne'er-do-wells. These devices, many of which still had default passwords, were hijacked and made to flood Dyn servers with junk traffic in what's called a distributed denial of service attack, or DDoS. The result was a stark reminder that all these smart devices we're plugging in everywhere can have very dumb consequences if we don't secure them properly. This was one of the first times the public saw just how vulnerable the internet's infrastructure could be, not from some elite hacker in a movie, but from everyday devices sitting on shelves in our homes. Then there's the issue of getting all these gadgets to play nice. With every company building its own platform, your fancy smart light might not speak the same language as your equally fancy smart switch. And when a company decides it's done supporting a product, well, that smart device turns into a very expensive, regular one. No updates, no cloud connection, no features. Just a blinking light and broken dreams. And let's be real for a second. Not every smart feature is a revolution. Some feel more like a marketing department got carried away. Do we really need a toothbrush that syncs with our phones? So yes, the IoT can make life more convenient, but it also raises some serious questions about control, transparency, and who really benefits when your appliances go online. The Internet of Things might sound like tech run amok, your fridge talking to your phone, your thermostat learning your habits. But at its core, it's about making everyday life a little easier, a little smarter, and maybe even a little more human. Done right, IoT helps us save energy, improve healthcare, grow better food, and keep our cities running smoothly. It's not about replacing people, it's about giving us better tools to understand the world around us. So whether your watch is side-eyeing your step count, or your sprinkler's skipping work because it checked the weather app, your gadgets are finally earning their keep. Took them long enough. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend who's curious about technology or is having trouble sleeping. Subscribe and leave a review. And if you've got questions or show ideas, I'd love to hear them. Until next time, thanks for listening. I'm Chris Roman, and I'm Nerd Adjacent.